Today, I'm going to teach you 5 guitar chords that every beginner guitarist should know. So make sure that you memorize what these look like on the chord diagrams, that you memorize how to play them and what they are called. It's also helpful to start to be able to recognize them when other guitarists are playing, so that if you're ever in a jam or playing with someone else and they're playing a song, you can watch their hand change on the chords and you can follow along easily. The first chord is the E minor chord. This is the one that's on the 2nd fret with our pointer finger on string 5 and our middle finger on string 4. Again, it's 2nd fret, pointer finger, string 5, middle finger, string 4. Now, some people like to play it like this with their middle and their ring finger so that it allows them to move to different chords easier. If you want to choose what's called a different fingering, it might change depending on the song you're playing, what chord you're coming from, and what chord you're going to. But for me, I like to play it with my pointer finger and my middle finger. When we strum that chord, you're going to strum with your pick straight through all 6 strings. To practice your E minor chord, make that chord on your left hand and then strum that chord evenly. Do at least 8 beats in a row. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our C chord is our next chord that we need to learn. Our C chord can be a little tricky because it asks us to stretch across the first 3 frets. So for the C chord, what I would start with is my pointer finger on fret 1, string 2. Press that down and make sure you're getting a nice curve to allow for your first string to still ring out when you're making that chord. I've got my first finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string. I'm just gonna test that by playing strings 1, 2, and 3. Once that sounds good, I'll add my middle finger to fret 2, string 4. Then I'll start at string 4, testing that, making sure all my strings are ringing out. And now for the full shape, I'll add my ring finger to string 5, fret 3. Now when we strum the C chord, we do not want to use string 6. That makes it have a muddy sound because we're doing something called putting the 3rd of the chord in the root. Hear those 2 notes together? Here's the C chord up close and strumming it. Once you've gotten your C chord, try strumming that with 2 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we know E minor and C. Our next chord is very similar in shape to the C chord. This is called the A minor chord. I'm going to take my ring finger from the C chord, if it's still there, and move it so that it's now on fret 2, string 3. Here it is up close. It's my pointer finger, fret 1, string 2, my middle finger, fret 2, string 4, and my ring finger, fret 2, string 3. For this chord, I can strum through strings 5 to 1. And then let's strum it 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we've got E minor, C, and A minor. Our next chord is the G chord. The G chord is really fun and it's used in a ton of songs. There's also a few different ways to play it, but I'll show you the way that most of us are introduced to it. The G chord uses our pointer finger, middle finger, and our ring finger. Our pointer finger will go to fret 2, string 5. My middle finger will go to fret 3, string 6. And my ring finger will go all the way out to fret 3, string 1. Here it is up close. And when you strum it, you can strum through all of the strings. Let's do it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'll show you how I like to play it. I like to put my ring finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and my pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. And then I strum from there. We've learned the E minor chord, the C chord, the A minor chord, the G chord, and And I believe we have one more in our 5. This is called the D chord. I like to also fondly call the pizza slice because it forms the shape of a triangle on the first 3 strings. My pointer finger will go fret 2, string 3. My middle finger will go to fret 2, string 1. And then here's the point of the pizza. My ring finger will go to fret 3, string 2. When we strum the D chord, we try to avoid the 2 lower strings, the 5th and the 6th string. So I'm starting at string 4 and strumming through. Let's do 8. Here we go. 1, 2, 4. Those are your 5 essential guitar chords. Give them a try, and I'm looking forward to hearing you play them.